Yes, sir. Now, today, we're going to talk about what really happened to Big from Rob and Big. Now, this was a highly requested video. I know a lot of us grew up watching Rob and Big. You know, these things, it's very interesting. These people that we grew up watching, it's very interesting when you start learning this knowledge, because then we can go back and solve the riddles about the people that we grew up watching. You see what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's solve the riddle. Now, first of all, Rob and Big star Christopher Big Black Boykin dies at the age of 45. When we know that ritual equals 45. Now that could be a stretch right there, but I'm going to combine it with some other evidence to where it's evident. Now, this is the practice. If you don't understand what you're looking at, this is the practice of Gematria, right? Simply turning the English language as we know it, turning the letters to numbers according to their numerical value, right? Reverse full reduction. Now, it's interesting that his birthplace of Illinois also equals 45 as well in full reduction. Simply reducing the letters that have a double digit value. Now you reduce those to single digits. It's called the purest cipher. Others might call it the Pythagorean cipher, right? Due to the Greek philosopher Pythagoras, who believed the only true numbers were 1 through 9. There was no 0. So this is called the purest cipher. So it's also interesting that his birthplace of Illinois also equals 45. But most importantly, Big also passed away exactly 45 weeks after Rob's birthday. So now let's really dive in then, knowing this information. So let's dive in on these people. So let's take Rob Dyrdek, right? Now, I believe that Big was involved in a race ritual, a mockery ritual, right? Because Rob Dyrdek was the age of 42 at the time of Big's passing, when we know that N-word that they love to use so much, connecting to black entertainers passing away, equals 42 as well. Now, Ridiculousness. This was the show that was on. Rob and Big had been, it was over a long time ago, prior to Big passing away. Rob got a new show, his own show, called Ridiculousness. Now, the day that Big passed away was after the Young M.A. episode. He passed away May 9th, so 4 days. His death came 4 days after the Young M.A. episode, when death, you know, in Chinese numerology, the number 4 signifies death. But they took a little break. Usually the episodes came on weekly. But in the span that Big passed away, that show took an interesting break, which lasted 30 days. In other words, 4 weeks and 2 days. Just like the N-word once again equals 42 and 30. So that was an interesting break that show took. And then the episode that they came back with happened to be called the grossest episode ever. Interesting. But come on, right? Even Rob Dyrdek equals 102, just like that N-word once again. Like I said, sometimes these things are riddles, and this is how you solve the riddle. So it's interesting that he was 42 at the time that Big passed away. It took 4 weeks and 2 days for them to come back after Big passed away. And even Rob Dyrdek himself equals 102, just like the N-word. No, they're not calling Rob an N-word, but they're showing you why he was involved with this ritual that surrounded Big. Now let's talk about Big now. Let's talk about Big now. Because he died on the 5th of May, 5/9. Just like Kill, Slave, Negro, and Jigaboo. Right? I know that sounds funny with it coming off my lips like that, right? But this is the truth of the matter. This is the numerology that's hidden in these words in the English language that we know is a spell. Right? And this is the day that he happened to pass away. So combining that information with Rob, right? And combining the day that he passed away, man, come on, he was involved in a race ritual. Even the first day that the Rob and Big episode aired on November 2nd, 2006, was also on a day leaving 59 days remaining in the year. As you see him wearing that monster shirt, which we already know the monster equates to 666, but we're going to touch on that later on, right? But 59, right? I want you to focus on that numerology, man, with those words, slave, Negro, and Jigaboo. Now, what's so crazy about that, right? Is that Big also passed away 35 weeks and 4 days before his upcoming birthday, just like slave, Negro, and Jigaboo equals 354 in the Sumerian cipher. The English language multiplied by 6. And this is what these things happen to equate to. Now, I know that y'all noticing his birthday is January 13th. 113, the number for dishonesty. But that could very well have been his birthday. But I did not see any 113s in the connection with his death. You see what I'm saying? But it is interesting that his birthday was on this day, but there was no 113 connections in his passing. So I'm led to believe that this man really did pass away. But let's continue. Right? Everything about his death spoke a race ritual because he also passed away 116 days after his birthday, just like African American. These are the same words that was utilized in the death of Martin Luther King, the coming up of Barack Obama. All these people, all these black entertainers are coming in and they're leaving on mockery. But come on, right? Also with African American, Big passed away 7 weeks and 1 day before the birthday of Rob Dyrdek, when African American once again equals 71 in full reduction. I don't know why he looking at him like this. I don't know what type of little thing folks had going on. But if we take the birthday numerology, right, between June 28th, 1974, breaking that thing down, keep in mind, this is the day that he was born. Now, breaking that thing down, we get 127 date numerology. Now, this is interesting. 127. Just like Christopher Big Black Boykin equals 127, and the place that he died in, Plano, Texas, equals 127 as well. Now, what's interesting about that number 127, even if we break that thing down further, 127 is the 31st prime number. Now, what's crazy is the total number of episodes of Rob and Big ended on the 31st episode. Big even passed away on 31 date numerology. His show, Ridiculousness, Rob's show, remember the episode that they came back after his passing, was also on 31 date numerology. Right? Breaking down his birthday numerology once again. Right? Only difference is we were moving at 19. June 28th in the year 74 equates to 108. Just like Big's cause of death, he passed away from a heart attack, which equals 108. Big also passed away 108 months after the last episode of Robbing Big. Once again, from that heart attack, when heart attack equals 108. I told you these things are like riddles. Once you learn this knowledge, you can solve the riddle. But come on, right? Because remember, with his moniker being Big Black and us knowing that he was involved in a race ritual, the last episode of Robbing Big aired on the 106th day of the year. And we know black equals 106 in reverse. The first thing that comes to your mind is 106 in Park on Black Entertainment Television. But in this case right here, black equals 106. Just like how he died 10 years and 6 months after the first episode of Robbing Big. When once again, black equals 106. He was involved in a race ritual, man. But come on. Right? Big passed away on the 129th day of the year, when Christopher Boykin, his first and last name, equates to 1,290. Right? We know in numerology rules, right, that 0 is dropped and we get that 129. Just like he passed away on the 129th day of the year. Also, his date numerology of his passing, May 9th, 2017. 5 plus 9 plus 20 plus 17 equates to 51, just like his partner, Rob Dyrdek, equals 51. This is who these sacrifices go to. Because we've seen Rob Dyrdek has a long ongoing show now after Robbing Big. Ridiculousness, I believe, is still going on to this day. It's still on the air. In the year 2023, it's still going on. So he got rewarded for this sacrifice. And how are these things being done, might you ask? It could be a multiple of things. It could be black magic, just like how Jay-Z wore that shirt on the night that LeBron beat that scoring record, with all the 38s. And Jay-Z clearly told you this is black magic. This is how we're doing this. Black magic. That could be a possibility. It could be a Final Destination situation, based on the entities that they're tied in with, the deals that they make in the spiritual realm. When that time comes, that spirit comes to collect on that deal that's being made. You see what I'm saying? It could be that as well. I'm not in there. I can only speculate what I believe is going on, but I believe it's something going on. But come on. Right? Also with the 51 date numerology, once again, the grossest episode ever. The episode that they came back with right after the death of Big was also on 51 date numerology as well, just like Rob Dyrdek. Right? Even going further with his place of death, right? Christopher Big Black Boykin and his death location of Plano, Texas equals 127 and 143 in the English language forwards and backwards. Now, like I told you, remember the 666 with that monster logo. Now we're coming back to it because Rob Dyrdek was born on a day leaving 186 days remaining in the year, just like Mark of Beast equals 186. Big also passed away 10 months and 11 days after Rob Dyrdek's birthday, just like Mark of Beast equals 111. Now also in the article that talks about his death, they say Rob and Big Star. That's how they describe him. If we take Rob and Big Star, obviously the asterisk has no numerical value. So Rob Big Star equals 666, just like Mark of Beast equals 666. And peep the rest of the synchronicities with those words. with that phrase. That's all we doing. Taking these things exactly how they put it in these articles, and you will crack the code. You will figure out the riddle. Now, also, with this day, once again, this episode of Ridiculousness that came out right after Big's passing. This episode was very symbolic. I wonder what's being shown in that episode. I wonder. Now, hold on. The day that it came out, right, was on the 8th of June, 8/6, just like blood sacrifice equals 86. But more importantly, just to tie that back in, because I didn't even pay attention to that, but just to add more to it, that day, June 8th, leaves 206 days remaining in the year, just like sacrifice equals 206. Who was the sacrifice? Well, that episode came out on the 159th day of the year, just like Rob and Big Star equals 159. Just like how they put it in this title. They giving it all away. That's why they took such a long break. Usually these episodes come out weekly, but they took a break purposely to show you this numerology. Look at him throwing his hands up. Nigga, we told you. But come on. Right? Just to show you how scripted these things are. The first episode of Rob Dyrdek's new show, Ridiculous, aired August 29th, 2011. Now that was the 241st day of the year, just like his full name, Robert Stanley Dyrdek, equals 241 in the English ordinal cipher. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. Right? And he had to give something up for this show to continue on. Sacrifices are required, man, in this game that they're playing. Right? Now, once again, if we take the first day that this episode was aired to the death of Big Black, we get a span of 2,080 days. Now, remember, numerology rules dropping at 0. You get that 2 and that 8, just like kill equals 28. Now, it's something interesting with that word kill, because the day that he died, the fifth month, the 9th day, 5/9, kill equals 59, even in the year 17, when kill equals 17 as well in full reduction. So he was killed on kill date numerology and the span of the first episode of Ridiculousness. The first episode of Rob's new show. This is what the sacrifice was for his new show. But come on. Right? Big even passed away during Rob Dyrdek's 9th season of Ridiculousness, when we know that the number 9 is the number of completion and fulfillment. Right? He even passed away on the 9th day of May. At the age of 45, 4 plus 5 equals 9. This was completion. This was completion for his show. This was the fulfillment. He fulfilled his purpose. That was the reason why Rob brought him around in the first place. His purpose was fulfilled. Complete. The ritual has been complete. But come on, man. Last but not least, man, Christopher Big Black Boykin, who starred on MTV, Masonic Television, right? Rob and Big has passed away. And it's interesting that MTV equals 55 and 10, just like that double speaking word of God equals 55 and 10, and Satan equals 55 and 10 as well. Very interesting numerology that these things are tied to. But with that being said, man, I can conclude, man, that Big was a sacrifice for Robert's career to keep on going. And a lot of people were saying he was connected to Ken Block as well. And I did a video on him as well. So it's just interesting, these things that happen to these people in Hollywood that continue to elevate. It's always some type of sacrifice in their career at some point. Whether they're giving up blood, whether they're giving up booty. They're giving up something, right? Something has to give in this game. But that's all we got for this video, man. Appreciate y'all for all the love. Appreciate y'all for all the support. And I'm out.